Adventure and Pullman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Patty from If Not For Me.
Nice. Here at Louder Than Life.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's good to be here.
Oh, man, it's a great festival, isn't it?
Yeah, this is our first Danny Wimmerfest, and we're...
Really?
Yeah, we are so jazzed to be here, honestly. It's been crazy.
So tell me first how that happened. How did you end up at Louder Than Life?
Honestly, I have no idea. Really, it started halfway through 2024. We started heavily touring. We were getting really good support slots and making good friends with a lot of bands, making a lot of good connections. We have a manager that's super sick, come from a label that's super sick. And it's cool because it's we just get to see it all build in real time, and we're just along for the ride. It's very surreal,
Nice.
Honestly. And yeah, we were always told that once you start getting these DWP shows, you just you get them all eventually, and it's so cool to finally be here and have our foot in the door. It's surreal.
And Danny Wimmer, he cultivates bands.
Yeah, he takes care of people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know, I'm wearing a Silly Goose shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's so sick.
1 year at incarceration, they crashed the festival and were playing in the parking lot.
Beautiful.
Which I love because it's old school to
it
me.
is.
That's the way it always used to be.
That's punk as hell.
No doubt. When I was younger, that's the only way punk bands got gigs, was doing that. And Danny Wimmer was out there watching.
That is the coolest thing ever.
Right? And instead of kicking him out, he put him on a regular stage the next day.
Amazing.
And then they've been playing all the festivals, to your point, ever since.
I've been seeing their name everywhere, honestly.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it started that day. Mm-hmm. That day it started.
So cool.
So you're on your way to doing all the festivals,
yeah,
too.
Man, we are just so excited to be here. It's crazy.
And how you feel, now that you're here, how have you been treated as an artist by DWP?
Really well. We have no complaints. Everything was super organized. It ran very well. Our stage manager was great today. Our accommodations back here are great. We're just, I don't know. We feel like we're living large today.
I know, right? That's why I asked that question, because in 16 years of doing these festivals, I've never had an artist say one bad thing. And I do a lot of festivals.
And that's saying something. That is saying something.
Because that doesn't happen most of the time with festivals. He really does it right, knows how to treat the artist. Plus, he makes you feel like you're Slayer. He treats all the bands
Everybody's
the same.
Equal, yeah. I walked out of our dressing room and I see right across from us is State Champs and Neck Deep, and I'm oh my God, this is crazy. We're in the same vicinity as all these bands that I look up to, and it's just I don't know, man. It's so cool to be a part of it.
And so what started this whole musical journey for you? What was that moment in time that you're this is what I need to do?
So for me, it was a very specific thing. Well, there are two really specific things, honestly. I grew up on 90s country music, and I still have a very soft spot for 90s country.
You should have been here last week then.
Oh, who was here?
It was Bourbon and Beyond, another DWP fest.
Okay, got you.
But it's bluegrass, blues, rock, country.
Got you, okay.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm a huge Garth Brooks and George Strait fan and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I grew up on that stuff. And then when I was probably 14 or so, my uncle showed me Killswitch Engage, and that was the first band I ever heard with screaming vocals, and I was what is this? So I started to explore that a little more, and then I didn't really know that I was super into music. Around the same time, I went to a show at a local rec center with some friends. I was just going to hang out. I didn't know anything about the show or the genre of music or anything, and it ended up being Texas in July was the band, and they were playing this rec center on the floor just like this one to all these kids right up against them, and I was just this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And
Nice.
Then I got a guitar, I started playing, and it was just the rest was history, I guess.
I love that story because it's you converted from country to metal, and you probably still have country in you, but
Sure.
And it's okay to all kinds of music.
Yeah, I like everything, honestly.
That's the
But
way
it was
should
just
be.
one of those things where a switch flipped. I was this is what I need to be doing.
Right? It's funny because one weekend I had two DWP festivals that I had to cover the same weekend, and so I take somebody at work for me, and she was a total country girl.
Right on.
And and never been to a rock show ever. And so I said to her, I'm you're going to cover this show for me. And she was kind of scared, you know, because...
Yeah, it's probably quite a culture shock.
Right? She's scared because it's not just a rock show, it's a metal show. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's not what you think. Like, you go to those country shows and a bunch of rednecks are getting drunk and having fights.
I always tell my mom this. I tell my mom the same thing.
Right?
I remember recently she went to a big country show. I forget who it was. And she was like, there were all these fights in the parking lot. And she was like, she said something that was like, oh, it probably would have been even worse if it was like your genre of music. And I'm like, Mom, no. Like, they would have been hugging each other in the parking lot.
And nobody understands. Sometimes when I talk to artist friends of mine, they're like, yeah, let's keep the secret because then we'll keep the assholes out.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I did say to her, I'm like, listen, we're one big family. You won't find any fighting like your country shows.
Yeah.
You'll probably make a bunch of new friends. You'll probably meet some guy, blah, blah, blah. And she comes back after the weekend so excited. She's like, oh my God, you were so right. I have all these friends now. And
That's amazing.
I have a new boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I have this new favorite band. I don't know if you heard of them. They're called Bring Me the Horizon.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I think I know who they are.
Yeah, a little band from England.
Yeah, that's headlining Louder in Life.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, I mean, people don't get it. Like, we're a big family. There's no outsiders here.
We're all here for the same reason. It's
and
sick.
you could be whoever you want to be here.
Of course.
Like, there's no rules. There's no outsiders. There's no judgment. And the pit is not about hurting and maiming people. It's about getting your mental stuff out so you don't hurt people in the outside world.
Exactly. That was one of the first things I learned when I started going to shows is it's just, yeah, we're getting all this energy out, but like, you know, the golden rule is as soon as somebody goes down, you're getting them up. Like you're looking out for each other. It's like a sense of community rather than just violence.
Totally. 2 festivals ago, I was in the pit and I lost my shoe.
Yeah.
And so I got out of the pit because I didn't want to be without a shoe in the pit. And I'm looking around and this girl goes, oh, I saw your shoe. Hold on, I'll go get it for you. And like,
going on a mission.
That's what we're about.
Of course.
You know, everybody help each other. Everybody love each other. And let's go through all our shit together.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And music, best therapy there is. For you, the artist, and for me, the listener.
Yeah, it's so crazy, like, just being a fan of music to get to be on, like, this side of it, because it's just, I don't know, it's one of those things that I've always wanted since I was a kid, and, like, I just remember being that kid going to shows, watching an artist pour their heart out on stage, and I'm like, man, now I get to do that for somebody else, and it's so full circle.
I love it. Yeah, and that's the way it should be, and you should have that passion when you're being an artist, and it should be something that helps you as well as us.
Yeah, it's got to mean something. Like, if it's, like, we're not phoning it in out there, you know? This is everything we've always dreamed of, and it's just so cool to be able to do this.
Right? Now, what you got going on after Louder?
So we have been writing a new record for, like, probably the better part of 6 to 8 months. We've been... maybe even a year. I don't even know. We've been putting a lot of time into it, just writing a bunch of songs. And now we're in the phase of picking what's going to go on a record and recording those songs for real and all that kind of stuff. So expect new music very soon, which I'm very excited about. And then we are playing a Ceremony Fest in Nashville, which is, I believe, is November 8th. It's like beginning of November somewhere, and then we're finishing out the year on the road with Memphis May Fire and Rain City Drive and Never Tell, and that'll be from like mid-November to mid-December. Very stoked about that tour.
Maddie is one of the coolest people in
I have heard
scene.
Nothing but good things about him. Everybody has the nicest things to say about him.
He is the nicest, sweetest guy there is.
Sick.
And then gets up on stage and he's brutal.
Yeah, I heard their crew's really great too, and it's just like,
so
I don't know,
cool.
Good vibes on tour are great. And like, we just got off of a tour with Rain City Drive, so we know them really well. We've been following the Never Tell guys for a while, so I just think it's going to be good vibes all around. I'm really excited for it.
I love hearing that because that's important too. When you go on tour, like, you have to gel with the other bands.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's miserable.
We've been very fortunate, I think. Like, we didn't start heavily touring until like about last May, I think. And ever since then, I don't think we've had like a band that we've gone out with that we just don't like. Like, everybody's just been so cool to us. And that's not always the case. So, like, we're extremely grateful for that.
And that'll be definitely the case with Memphis May Fire, for sure.
I'm very excited.
So tell everybody how they can reach out to you on socials, on the web, buy your merch, check out your tour dates, music, all that.
We're most active on like Instagram. Well, honestly, pretty much all of them. Instagram, I think, is just If Not For Me. I think TikTok's If Not For Me band. Facebook is If Not For Me. We have a Twitter too that I like occasionally get on and just post funny things sometimes. Like,
thank God, because that's the most miserable.
It is
social
horrible.
media
It is
of
horrible.
all of them, man.
So like I try to keep Twitter very casual. It's not like the serious posts that go on other platforms. But yeah, we're on all of that stuff. We have like link trees in our bios and all that stuff that take you to our tour dates and merch stores and all that kind of good things. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you all on the road to finish out the year and hopefully get some new music out for you.
Oh man, can't wait for the new music.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited about it.
I'm glad you're excited. See, that's important to me.
I truly believe that's some of the coolest stuff we've ever written. So
That's amazing.
yeah, I can't wait.
Because artists, if you're not excited about the new music, how can we be?
Of course. It's got to come from a place of like emotion and all that. Because if we're just, phoning it in or if I'm saying things that I don't care about, you guys are going to know. And you
Of
guys aren't
course.
going to like that. Like, it's got to be genuine.
You
And
can always tell.
yeah, and I truly think it's some of our best material to date. And I'm just so excited to see what everybody else thinks of it.
Love it. And is there anything else you want to share with the listeners that we haven't covered already?
That's probably it. Hopefully new record next year. And hopefully a hell of a lot more touring next year.
And hopefully next year you'll be on I'm just putting it out there, all the DWP
Yeah,
festivals.
I've heard some things. I can't say too much, but things are looking good.
I love it. And thanks for being here at Louder, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipe Man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You got it.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipe Man on W4CY Radio.